Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's time for coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Sara Polon. So how and why did you end up in the food world?
Naivete, I would say number one. I did read that book by Michael Polon, but really what happened was I just started paying attention to the impact that food had on my health and the health of the planet. And I started, realizing when I was getting antsy at my job, it was a rough time for me. I was not happy. I wasn't doing the things I wanted to be doing. My energy level was low. I wasn't feeling healthy. And I was able to start pulling myself out of that. There were a number of means, but a lot of it was exercise and really paying attention to what I was eating. And then I really started investigating. And I had never been one to pay that much attention to food. Remember, this was 2000 at the time. This was 2007, 2008. The whole concept of vegan and local and all of that was really just beginning to take off, barely. And I started paying attention and I started talking to people and I started talking to my mom. And I realized I wanted to get involved. I wanted to be a part of this movement that was clearly beginning to take off. And so we did some brainstorming. We thought maybe we'd make ice cream, but the only thing we really know how to do with ice cream is to eat it. And then a friend
I'm pretty good at that too.
Yeah, yes. And then a friend of mine pointed out that my mom makes really good soups. And in fact, my mom had been feeding us soup our whole lives. And when I lived in New York, she and my dad would come up and visit and pack coolers of soup. And I would just put them in my freezer and that's all I ate. I mean, I don't know what other people eat. I just live on soup. And it's a great way, I realized, to incorporate all the amazing seasonal local produce here into food. You know, you have totally different recipes throughout the year. So in January, February, we're cooking sweet potato soups and chilies and warming starchy heavy soups. Very healthy, but what's in season right now, it's our starchy vegetables. It's our sweet potatoes, our carrots, our beets, our root vegetables, things like that. In the summer, we make chilled gazpachos with tomatoes and cucumbers. We cook zucchini and corn. And so we're able to cook this wide variety of food and really start living these values. And I just was so energized. And people responded. We started off just doing delivery to people's homes and offices. We rented kitchen space in a now defunct Spanish restaurant, and just kept growing and opened retail fronts and then entered Whole Foods and then Costco and now shipping. And it's just the demand is there. And so a lot of it was just the right timing. I happened to read a book. I happened to be at that place in my life. It wasn't something I planned. But once I decided, I went all in.
I want to pick up on the fact that you read Michael Polon's book, The Omnivore's Dilemma, what you just referenced there. And for those who may not be familiar with it, it is a critique of American agribusiness and also of Americans' poor eating habits. And while many took it as a wake-up call to change the food they ate, I'm guessing, Sara, that the vast majority of those who've read the book over the years did not see it as a call to action to change their careers. What was your vision in those early days? And what was it about the seasonally, locally sourced ingredients that was so important to you?
I used to be one of those people that thought farmers markets were cute. I didn't realize what these farmers were trying to do. And when I saw people dedicating their lives to creating a better food system, I was so inspired. And also you have to understand that, again, it ties into that I need to be doing something that I'm totally bought in on. And I've done all kinds of different things with my life. But when I read that book and I really started investigating, I remember being on a plane and reading that book and putting it down and kind of looking around the plane and being like, does everybody know this? This is insane. What we're being fed, the lies we're being fed, why we're so unhealthy, why we have this obesity epidemic, why we rely on pills and everything. By the way, I go to doctors. I'm not saying you shouldn't appreciate Western medicine. I'm just saying a lot of our ailments, ours and the planet's, can be solved through a totally new approach to food. Or I wouldn't call it new. I would say going back to basics. How we got so far removed from our food is astonishing. And if we could all get back to connecting with our food, I needed to be involved in that. Because the other thing is, we're a kosher company. And it's important to me because I'm kosher. My family's kosher. But what does kosher mean? And I'm a vegan, so one would think, oh, it's very easy to be kosher. But actually, the root of the laws of being kosher are all about connecting to your food. It's about getting to know your food, being grateful for it, and acknowledging where it came from. And so all of this kind of came together for me. And I had to do it. I had to get involved.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.